Hunter Brown has pitched so well over the course of the last couple of months. May 5th, his ERA was 9.78. After yesterday's outing, it's 4 flat. 8 strikeouts, 8 hits, 1 walk, 1 run against the A's yesterday. 6 innings for, as you heard from TK there, a 12th consecutive 6-inning-plus start. 11 of those starts have been quality starts. And it led to these comments from Astros manager Joe Espada after the game.
We wanted to come here and win the series, but we didn't accomplish that. But we won a big game. Hunter Brown set the tone from the beginning. He was really, really good. 6 strong, 8 punchies. He's kind of have that ace feeling to him. We are expecting him to go out there and then deliver what he just did. We knew all along that is in him, and now he's starting to turn the corner, and he's starting to have that swag where he knows, hey, my team needs to win, and he did that. He delivered.
Joe, does Hunter Brown, as Joe Espada said, kind of have that ace feeling to him?
He has the feeling that the expectations, while they were lofty and unrealistic because he had the same pitching motion as Justin Verlander, he finally has the feeling that he can meet those expectations. He's not there yet, but he at least has. There's a feeling that I think you could see the light at the end of the tunnel of if he's going to be an ace. You see it. You see the proof of concept a little bit.
Well, what do you mean by expectations with Verlander?
Because the fans saw the pitching ninja video where he threw the exact same way as Justin Verlander. He's from Detroit, and Justin Verlander was his idol. And when he called up, everyone said, "Oh, we got the next JV Cy Young winner."
But that's the internet, and there's hyperbole and trope on that.
There is.
To be the next Verlander, I mean, we're talking about arguably the best pitcher in baseball for the 21st century.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he's not going to be that guy. But he could be. You can see the ace material stuff. It doesn't mean he's going to be an ace, but you can see that he can be a very, very good pitcher in this league based on what he's done recently. And a big part of that too for Hunter Brown is the. It still sounds so sad because of what baseball expectations used to be, but just going 6 innings. The fact that he's been able to do that consistently when so few guys in the sport can do that now has been such a savior for the Astros, especially coming off a day in which you have to get so much from your bullpen.
Kind of has that ace feeling to him is how Joe Espada described it. I think that we got to be very careful with how we use that word in the same way that we should have been more careful with how we handed out the word elite to quarterbacks circa 2011 and 2012. I remember in sports radio back then that some people were actually having serious conversations about Matt Schaub as an elite quarterback. Joe Flacco has that awesome run in the 2012 playoffs. He has been proven elite as a quarterback. To bring it to this, ace is a title that should only belong to a select few major league pitchers. And even kind of having that ace feeling to him. Look, he had 8 strikeouts, and he's been pitching very well of late. But he's been pitching very well of late against bad teams. And this bad team, for what it's worth, had 8 hits against him. Could have been more if not for a couple of nice defensive plays by Alex Bregman and Jake Myers.
And it's interesting to see what happens when he faces these tough teams. If it works right away or if there's going to be a hiccup. Because it was the Twins start most recently, whereas the one where that's a good baseball team. But when you talk about him being challenged, I know that's not what you mean. You don't mean facing the Twins. You're talking about the Dodgers, the Orioles, like the cream of the crop, the Phillies, the Braves, those kind of lineups where you want to see him have great success. Even if he goes out and pitches, against the Yankees at some point in the playoffs, that lineup's not special. Yes, Judge and Soto is challenging, but it's not like that's a deep, deep lineup. So I get what you're saying with that because it's just he hasn't faced great teams. Now, you can only face who's in front of you, and he's done that very well. But I do get the vibes, the ace vibes from Hunter Brown. But I'm not gonna call him an ace. Like I think those are two different things.
What's an ace?
One of the best 4 pitchers in baseball.
Okay, I like this. I like that we have gone over the course of this program to an exact definition.
Yeah, I like the card analogy. I don't know if that's what everyone else in the world uses when they talk about it, but I like that analogy. So
I'm going to be lazier and say, you know it when you see it.
yeah.
So it's Mount Rushmore of pitching.
All right, now I'm out on 4. Give me 10.
It's just the Mount Rushmore's of pitchers in 2024. Go.
Yeah. But it's what you see it. You see it. You know it. You see it. Because even Garrett Cole's a weird one. We still call Garrett Cole an ace. Even though he's got a 5.
This year, no, but with the amount of strikeouts he gets, yes.
Yeah, like he'll start 2025 in the ace category.
I was gonna say it's also different with a guy like Garrett Cole versus Hunter Brown, where Garrett Cole has I don't have his page in front of me, but let's just say 5 ace-worthy seasons all in a row where, yes, he hasn't been good this year, but I'm willing to look past that. And if you're in a playoff setting and Garrett Cole is pitching, you're going to feel good about that.
If we're being consistent with the cards, okay, there's 4 in baseball. Yeah. If we're being consistent with the description of an ace from World War I days, an ace pilot, I feel like an ace has to be a strikeout guy, someone who's getting batters out on his own, gunning them down, if you will. You know, that was supposed to be the machine gun fire of the plane.
Good. Yeah.
You have to be a strikeout guy. Mm-hmm. Brown, to his credit, has been striking a lot of people out. He did have 8 strikeouts yesterday. So, okay, is it possible he's ever that guy? No, it's not. It's not. He had a good outing. He's had some good outings. I like that he's pitching better. I know Joe Espada didn't even say anything all that tropey and over the top. He said he kind of has that ace feeling to him.
Now. He also threw in like right now. He has
yeah. And Junior Bronco comes up here on the Twitch. Ace is the number 1 pitcher on the staff. Is he?
No, I don't agree with that.
Is it still Blanco? Or Fromber?
And Blanco, to your point, yes.
Yeah.
Blanco is the number 1.
I'm also not ready to give every team in the league an ace.
That's where I'm at. Every team can't have an ace.
Yeah.
Every team has the number 1 starter. Not every team has an ace.
Exactly.
I also think ace category, this helps Hunter Brown. And I agree. I think I'm kind of in the middle of you two, where I'm not saying he'll never be an ace like Paul, but I do see the signs that he could be one day, but I'm not ready to call him one right now. I'm not ready to stamp him with it right now. But one thing that helps him is the length of starts, because I do think that's a key part of being an ace is pitching for 6 or 7 innings. I think that is every time you go out there, there's not a 4-inning, 5-inning start.
Who's more of an ace? Framber Valdez, Ronel Blanco, or I guess Hunter Brown?
That's such a great question. Like the ace of the staff right now, Hunter Brown.
I mean, Fromber's supposed to be that guy.
I know, but I just don't trust him. Like we've seen the faults of Fromber, so I have a harder time wrapping my mind around a Fromber getting to that point ever again, consistently, and not panicking every single time he picks up a ground ball.
Fromber as a fielder, though, is not related to Fromber as an ace.
Is it?
No. I look, he is horrible defensively, often. But no, I think that's unrelated. The Fromber thing is interesting, though, to what your point about his meltdowns. They do happen. You would not want your star ace in your Air Force to be pulling a Denzel Washington in flight from time to time, like flying upside down, right? Like you want this person to have his wits about him. But with Ronel Blanco, it's a changeup that has been unhittable this year. With Hunter Brown, it's a 2-seam fastball that goes in towards hitters that has been unhittable of late. With Framber Valdez, it is consistently being able to create ground ball outs. Sometimes he has a big strikeout day, but I suppose right now, if you're comparing him to just Hunter Brown from that perspective, Brown's beating him of late. I'm taking Fromber of these 3, and a part of it is this feeling in the back of my mind, much like I had with JP France last year. Eventually, this is all going to come back to reality. And with France was never as dominant as either of these two have been, so perhaps an unfair comparison. But I feel like with these two, the potential for them to go back to not necessarily what they were, Blanco last year, Brown earlier this year.
To regress.
It's certainly there.
Yeah.
Especially if they go up against better teams, and Hunter Brown has shown that against the Minnesota Twins the last time he went up against a good team.
I think I'm closer to saying that they don't have an ace than Fromber's an ace.
100%.
I don't think Fromber's an ace.
Yeah. Okay. How about this way? Let's say at his age, but Justin Verlander's back. If everyone was on equal rest and it was game 1 of the ALDS, who do you think Joe Espada gives the ball to? Verlander, Fromber, Hunter Brown, or Blanco? They're all equally rested.
I would.
Verlander.
Yeah, I would think Verlander, and
I almost have to because of his seniority.
Yeah, and but I would want it to be. I would want it to be Verlander.
Yeah,
I don't know that I would though in the playoffs. I don't know.
I know
you got the Verlander playoff dynamic with him.
Oh, okay, so here you go, Fromber. I trust you.
I know,
and then
that's what you have to. That's what keeps Fromber away from, because Fromber is not a guy I want to give the car keys to at any moment.
I also don't want Fromber to not get the first start of the series, because if he gets the second one, he might have a mental breakdown because he didn't get the ball in game 1.
Yeah,
like that's the dance. And so it's almost more of like, if it's a 5-game series, who gets game 3? Is it Blanco or it's Brown? For me, it's Hunter Brown. Like, he's not the ace of the staff. He's pitching the best on the staff right now, and he has ace vibes, but he's not an ace.
Vibing, bro.
Yeah.
He's got moments where I'm like, I see the vision, but I'm not buying into it totally.
Who's more of an ace, Ace Frehley or Ace Ventura?
Ventura.
Yeah, Ventura.
I said that with a question mark.
Give me Ventura. I don't know who Ace Frehley is.
That's why I said it that way, because I don't know who that is either.
Well, I mean, that's something that you could have easily,
Let me tell
Deshaun
you some things about Ace Frehley.
Ace Frehley, for those who don't know, is from the band Kiss.
Oh, then Ace Ventura.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ace Frehley.
Not a Kiss guy.
Detroit Rock City. Banger. He is
It's wonderful.
known as the Spaceman, also Space Ace.
Okay.
I had to look that up, though. I just know Kiss. I don't know any. I know Gene Simmons is in it. That's it, right? Did I get that right?
Yes.
That is
I did,
funny
okay.
that bands, just like, for people that weren't there at the time, they really do just kind of get boiled down to the one famous guy. like there's only room for us to have the name of one of the band members in our brains at one time.
It's also weird when you just Google him and it's all these photos without the Kiss makeup on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just a normal photo of him, and I'm like, well, that's not what I would think would populate. It would be an older photo.
They put on a show live.
Destroyer.
Put on a show live is what I hear. They're a generation's Foo Fighters. How about that? How about that for a hot take?